Quick, look at what the main character Connor is going to do. Is he finally going to reveal his true identity? After he finished talking with Leon, Connor returned to the hospital where Lily was staying to visit her. Sleepy Lily had just returned to the room from outside. She saw Connor appearing in the room. You know how worried I was about you. I've been looking for you ever since we hung up. Finally found out you're here. I rushed over right away. Are you injured anywhere? The superb acting indeed Verdict-Ion organization, one person, playing multiple roles, as the boss, It's nothing. Just some minor surface injuries. The apartment building is gone. Nowhere to live. Connor said seriously. What's the big deal? What's the big deal? You can move in and stay at my place. In an instant, various images flashed through Lily's mind. Blushing, she said, Are you suggesting we live together? Isn't it too fast? I am a serious main character. I didn't mean that. Please don't misunderstand. And this reply seemed to disappoint Lily. The beautiful scenes in my mind unexpectedly cannot come true. Forget it then. I don't even want to live with you. Saying that, the person ran to the balcony and started muttering. I'll just think about my alchemist boss. That mysterious alchemist boss saved me once again. He looks really handsome. I must interview him well and recommend all his goodness to the public. Connor on the side seems to be a little jealous indeed. He is thinking that even though the alchemist is me, I don't like you being so obsessed with his appearance. Then he picked up Lily in his arms. He walked up to the bed and tossed her onto it. Connor, wait. What are you going to do? No, you can't. You can't do this kind of thing in the hospital. The two of them hid under the covers, and the bed started shaking. As for why it was shaking, you must know. Before long, the shaking of the bed slowly stopped. The two people who came out. Their cheeks were slightly red. Their eyes met. Then Connor held Lily and said, Go to bed early. Tomorrow I will help you move to my house. Shyly nestled in his arms, Lily replied, Okay. But in her heart, she was thinking, Is that it? Maybe Connor only lasted 3 minutes just now. Lily is not satisfied, right? You would never expect that this boy is the person who has saved this girl several times. Connor was on a business trip that day. He coincidentally met Callie on the plane. But at this moment, the men around them were sneakily glancing at them with lecherous eyes, making teasing remarks under their breath. But I only glanced at her because I recognized her. As a result, she scolded me once. If I were to tell her I am alchemist boss, she definitely wouldn't have this attitude. Suddenly, someone started taking screenshots. Several men in identical uniforms came out holding supernatural ability guns. Everyone held their heads with both hands and were told not to move. Although I am the boss, I can't change clothes here. I also can't reveal my true identity. I need to figure out a solution quickly. And the old man next to me is actually staring at Callie with lecherous eyes. It's not bad to take a few more glances at such a charming girl during the last trip of his life. What are these bandits up to? Heard Callie say to the side. These robbers are from District 35. District 35 has conflicts with District 2. People from District 2 have invaded District 35 before. Later, people from District 35 have been trying every means to retaliate against District 2. A bandit suddenly ran over at this moment. What are you whispering about? He grabbed Callie and pulled her out as he spoke. He carried her on his shoulders, ready to throw her out of the plane as a punishment. Suddenly, this man was attacked by an unknown object. Two people suddenly appeared in front of Connor. An A-level champion is one who has attained a high level of achievement. Two robbers quickly rushed over. But before they could react, something unknown swept by. It turns out that the cloak on Stripe's cloak is a self-aware artifact. Then two more people arrived. And it seems like you know Stripe's cloak, it's really you. Always causing trouble for us, right? Do you think we will just sit back and do nothing? They said, as they activated the Fatty Enhancement supernatural ability, and their bodies began to expand. Could it be the supernatural ability that enhances physical strength? Not good. They are not enhancing their physical strength. They are human bombs. And so the two of them exploded as human bombs on the plane. The explosion caused the plane to start losing control. It began to wobble dangerously. People on the plane began to panic. Do you have any way, for example, using a cloak to support the entire plane? Do you think I'm an S-level boss? My ability currently can only help a few ordinary people to leave. After everyone heard this sentence, people on the plane who were already in panic began to clamor to be taken away first. At this moment, Connor felt extremely panicked, but he hesitated to use his supernatural ability in front of everyone. Just at this critical moment, Stripe's cloak champion chooses to save the girl. People on the plane are still scrambling to be taken away. At this moment, Stripe's cloak thinks of a way. You hurry up and come up to the cloak. Let's go outside together. Commander Mist hesitated. You wouldn't want to leave the passengers behind, right? We can't do that. Trust me on this. Hurry up and come up quickly. Otherwise, it will be too late. The two of them stood on the cloak and flew out. At this moment, Connor, who was sitting by the window, suddenly came up with an idea. He decided to summon his avatar outside through the crack in the window. Though the avatar only had 1/10 of the original body's power, it should be able to save the plane. Saying that, Connor activated his avatar. The avatar appeared outside the plane through the crack in the window. On the other side, 2 A-level champions came over the plane. Stripe's cloak said, Commander, quickly use your smoke supernatural ability to create a parachute. This way, the plane's descent can be slowed down. You're so clever. I didn't expect this solution. Speaking of Cigar Commander, he activated his cigar's supernatural ability and took big puffs of his cigar. Then he exhaled a large amount of smoke. Then he controlled the smoke to form multiple parachutes in the airplane, which finally slightly regained control of the aircraft. But at this moment, the Stripe's cloak behind him let out a funny, Thank you for your hard work, Commander. Then, he controlled the Stripe's cloak to form a conical spike. And at this moment, Cigar Commander still thought that he had saved the accident through his own efforts. But suddenly, the pointed thorn of Stripe's cloak ambushed Cigar Commander, delivering a fatal blow. What are you doing? At this point, Stripe's cloak doesn't pretend anymore. You stood in front of me, and now I reveal my hand. It's because you're always like this that I feel disgusted. I consider myself no worse than you. But every time we go on a mission, you steal the limelight. It makes my popularity drop. Now I can't even get commercial sponsorships. It's all your fault. Then just go die with these scoundrels. As a final act of kindness, I will inform the media. Cigar Commander bravely sacrificed his life while rescuing a downed aircraft. You can just go with peace of mind. With that, he left. And all of this was witnessed by Connor. He quickly stepped forward to prepare for healing him. But unexpectedly, the damage caused by Stripe's cloak cannot be healed. As Cigar Commander died, the plane plummeted rapidly without a parachute. Returning to the Stripe's cloak inside the gate machine, he began insincerely apologizing. We did our best. Now, I can only leave with the most beautiful few sexy girls. After saying that, he casually took away the most beautiful person. Everyone dared to be angry but dared not speak out. Although it was said that he randomly took people away. But all the ones he took away were beautiful girls. Connor didn't want to take the supernatural ability of the righteous champion, but when Cigar Champion had passed away, then Peeling took Cigar Commander's supernatural ability. Cigar Commander, I will avenge you. A level supernatural ability Cigar Smoke will absorb the physical form of Cigar Smoke. As long as the air can reach, the smoke can reach. Then he began metal control beside the plane stopped for me. Why do you want to be discovered? Since it has been discovered, then all of you just go die for me. Under the control of Connor Avatar, the plane slowly descended onto the desert. The people on the plane also all safely survived. Someone just said they saw the alchemist boss. And at this moment, not far from the desert, Stripe's cloak is rushing to the crash site with the ambulance. The girl from the live stream appeared again. What's going on? How come it seems like there are no injured people after the plane crash? Stripe's cloak also jumped down from the cloak to take a look. Survivors expressed that they didn't know what happened. Only a few individuals mentioned seeing the alchemist boss before the plane crash. At this moment, Stripe's cloak had a slight sense of unease. He also asked if anyone saw the cigar commander. He was my partner in the rescue mission. When the plane was about to land, the commander used up all his energy to slow down the plane from crashing. In the end, he died from exhaustion. In that situation, it felt like a plane crash was inevitable. So, I had to rescue some passengers first, and then quickly bring medical personnel for assistance. I didn't expect everyone to be safe and sound. It's truly amazing. A sudden voice interrupted him. Stop pretending to be compassionate like a cat crying for a mouse. Do you have any idea what's going on? Come and meet your good comrade. At this moment, Connor appeared in front of everyone with Cigar Commander in his arms. Callie saw the familiar face and quickly greeted and inquired. Alchemist boss, is it really you? Someone on the plane just said they saw you using metal control to save us. Is that true? Connor slowly put Commander on the ground and replied. I just helped a little. The one who should really be thanked is Commander Cigar. Callie was somewhat disheartened to hear this. Are you saying that Commander Cigar sacrificed himself for us? Just as she finished speaking, Callie noticed a bloodstain on Commander Cigar's chest. Onlookers also noticed this. At this moment, Connor pointed directly at Stripe's cloak. So what is the truth? Should Stripe's cloak be the one to explain, or should I tell everyone? But Stripe's cloak denies knowing anything about the situation at all. Indeed, you will not admit it. I saw everything you did on the plane. You exhausted his strength by using saving the plane as an excuse. Then you took advantage of his weakness and attacked him from behind. The evidence is the bloodstains on your cloak must match the commander's blood. Will you dare to do a test? At this point, everyone starts to suspect and discuss the Stripe's cloak. The journalist on the side also directly pointed the camera at Stripe's cloak, asking him to address the doubts. This made Stripe's cloak realize that he couldn't talk his way out of it. He made gestures signaling that he was the bad guy and spat out some saliva. I was careless. I didn't expect to be seen by a messy person. I just can't accept why he is more popular than me. In terms of looks, figure, and wealth, how am I any worse than him? However, there's nothing for me to hide now. I am also a 35-year-old refugee. This incident was my plan. But none of you will leave here alive. Come out, Dust Tornado. You bunch of hypocritical scum can all go die. What do you noble-born people understand? I have lived in District 35, which is constantly shrouded in gunpowder, since I was a child. Here, flowers are treated as sacred objects to be worshipped. There is never a sunny day in this world. We can only survive by searching for scraps in the garbage. I thought this was how the world was supposed to be. So I can still be happy sharing the joy of finding leftovers with my companions. But everything changed completely after I came to District 2. For the first time, I learned that water could be sweet, flowers could bloom everywhere, the sky was blue, and the clouds were white. However, in this beautiful District 2, people's hearts are black. The hypocritical people in District 2 would scorn me and beat me when they know that I come from District 35. I don't understand what I did wrong. I searched for the truth step by step, only to realize that the real wrong is not with me, but with the aggressors from your District 2 who bully the weak. If it weren't for you invading District 35, our homeland could have been beautiful as well. When I realized this, my artifact also awakened. This cloak was given to me by my mother before she passed away. She said that behind every champion, there is a handsome cloak, so she gave me this cloak hoping that I could become a champion to protect the world. So I still inherited my mother's will. although it may be different from what she envisioned. But I don't care anymore. I just want to retaliate against District 2. Why are the people here living so well? I set up a fake identity in District 2, then secretly providing intelligence to District 35 and luring them here for a surprise attack. Finally, I will step into rescue. I started as a wretch in District 35, who was chased and beaten by people. Gradually, I became an admired level champion in District 2, and these fools in District 2 are grateful to me. I enjoy their admiration. But everything changed since the appearance of the Cigar Commander. I am no longer the center of attention in the crowd. I cannot bear to kill anymore. And he is trying hard to save people. I cannot tolerate someone with such a pure heart. Damn District 2. Damn Cigar Commander. Let it all go to hell. So this is the past of Stripe's cloak. But what makes you different from the invaders in your own mouth now? The dust tornado behind Stripe's cloak is growing larger. What's more serious is that his artifact cloak is being influenced by the Master's emotions. After massacring many people, he has leveled up again. Now he is already an S-level artifact. Connor began to tremble as he spoke. But this was a trembling of excitement. Your past may be full of embarrassment and misfortune. But when a victim turns into a perpetrator, all their reasons do not deserve sympathy and forgiveness. Connor finishes speaking and starts to use metal control. Golden blade starts to appear in Dust Tornado. Gather more golden blades behind Connor. And Stripe's cloak just listened to Connor's words. He decided to close his eyes and give him 100 seconds to escape. But when he opened his eyes, he couldn't find Connor anywhere. What he didn't expect was that Connor hadn't escaped at all. Instead, he rushed towards the center of the swirling dust tornado, where the artifact cloak was spinning wildly. Connor thought to himself, "Why would such a powerful boss run away?" and mocked him. Then, a loud bang. Connor crashed into the spinning artifact cloak. Oh no! As a man with 999 supernatural abilities, is he really going to die here? In order to save someone, Connor rushes towards the spinning artifact cloak. After the smoke dissipates, the Stripe's cloak in midair unexpectedly stopped spinning. The gigantic dust tornado also disintegrated as a result. What happened exactly? How did you manage to make my S-level cloak stop spinning? So it turns out that Connor used metal control to bind the cloak, which was the first time it encountered the power of an S-level artifact through an S-level supernatural ability. Surprisingly, it was quite difficult to control. At this moment, as the dust tornado dissipates, the people caught up in it are all falling. Connor can only focus all his efforts on dealing with the cloak, which is also an S-level power, and is unable to save the people for now. He quickly shouted for Callie to find a way to save the people. Callie took out several supernatural monster eggs from her storage bag. It is said that one egg costs 30,000 coins, and she is crying over there. I wonder if it will be charged to Connor's account. The huge supernatural monster egg cracked open. The egg fluid inside formed a flood, saving the falling person. At this point, the already crazed Stripe's cloak took out a supernatural ability gun, saying they all must die. Then he started shooting at Connor. Connor reacted quickly and dodged swiftly. But he didn't expect that these bullets were actually tracking him. There was no way. He used metal control to form a sword and cut the bullets. But at the same time, Artifact Cloak released the restraints and returned to Stripe's hand. The enraged Stripe's cloak rushes towards Connor. They are engaging in a mysterious exchange in midair with a series of rapid movements. As a result, Connor accidentally got his arm cut by the cloak. So he immediately used Holy Light Healing. But he didn't expect the situation to be the same as with the healing Cigar Commander before. It really couldn't be healed. And on the side, Stripe's cloak explained. Haha, you must not know why. That's because my artifact is in the sole category of supernatural ability, directly attacking people with psychic energy, so your healing doesn't work. Connor suddenly became excited. I really want to make this amazing S-level artifact my own. Perhaps it was Connor's words that angered the cloak. The cloak reached out one end towards Stripe's chest. Then he took out the blue pill. In the end, he forcibly fed Master the pill. After taking the drug, the Stripes cloak's eyes emitted a blue light. An abnormally strong sensation. And over here, Connor doesn't feel too great either. He's already an S-level artifact to begin with. Adding the blue pill on top of that, how can he possibly fight? Just as Connor hasn't reacted yet, Cloak enlarges in the air and pounces towards Connor. By this time, Connor has no way to fly out of the coverage area. As a result, he was controlled by Cloak inside. I'm trapped inside. What is that shining over there? Stripes Cloak said. You are unlucky. I can no longer control it. You will be killed by it in despair. The cloak is enlarging and unfolding in the air. Then it wrapped Connor inside. Then inside the cloak, countless objects resembling meteors started to appear. They were coming towards Connor. What's all this? Are they really just stars? Not good all of a sudden. Connor felt these stars starting to shine and heat up. Then with a bang, a strong explosion occurred inside the cloak. At this point, everyone was worried about the alchemist boss. Stripes confidently said, There's no need to shout. And don't hold any expectations. He has been blown to ashes now. However, after the smoke cleared in the next scene, an iron pillar appeared. The recent explosion only blew off a small piece of the iron pillar. I can't believe he's not dead. Who are you really? Alchemist slowly emerges from the steel pillar. That was close. Almost went down the wrong path. At this moment, everyone cheered loudly. Alchemist boss, you are so amazing. Alchemist boss, you are the god in my heart. Alchemist boss, I want to give birth to a monkey for you. Then, Connor came out and took out the commander's cigar. He took a deep puff in front of Stripes. Stripes witnessed the shadow of the commander in this scene. He began to become crazy again. He rushed straight toward Connor. And Connor reached out his right hand. Cigar Commander, I will help you seek revenge. He made a killing move. The charging Stripes suddenly couldn't move. Then black substance started to gush out from Stripes' body. In this way, Stripes' cloak transformed into black substance and vanished into thin air. It turned out that Connor manipulated the trace amount of metal element within Stripes to make the Stripes' cloak self-destruct. At the moment of destruction, Stripes' cloak said, I really want to go home. In this way, Connor obtained Stripes' cloak. The soul Stripes' cloak has autonomous consciousness. It belongs to the soul category and can directly attack the soul or psychic energy of living beings. It inflicts particularly high damage and possesses excellent flexibility skills. There is another special ability. As soon as the previous owner of the soul energy dies, it will immediately pledge allegiance to the new owner. It will also change its appearance according to the aesthetic preferences of the new master. It really is an excellent artifact. After receiving the cloak, Connor turned around and left. It turns out he had arrived at Cigar Commander's home. Before passing away, Cigar Commander said, His son is still waiting for him to come back and play soccer with him. Now he might be disappointed. Connor came this time to fulfill his regrets. He used Cigar's ability. He created a smoke commander and then placed the commander's supernatural ability gem into the child's body. This way, the smoke commander can always accompany the child. It is a truly poignant and touching story. Everyone in this world possesses only one kind of supernatural ability. But this man has 999 kinds of supernatural abilities, yet he only wants to be an ordinary person. Until one day, his sister got injured. He swore to expose those hypocritical champions. After Connor dealt with Stripes' cloak, he arranged to meet Callie at Saint's hideout for a transaction. Callie, who arrived first, was chatting happily with Big Boo Girl. She was describing the scene where Alchemist Boss defeated Stripes' cloak. And Big Boo Girl on the side was listening with admiration written all over her face. But just then, Connor disguised as Fire Snake appeared behind them. Big Boo Girl, behind you. The suddenly appeared Fire Snake scared Big Boo Girl. But Fire Snake just coldly returned to being indifferent towards the big fuss. Then Callie was puzzled as to who this person was. Suddenly, the Big Boo Girl said, "This person seems to be the one Blanche mentioned. Fire Snake is also a member of the Verdict-Ion organization." This made Callie let her guard down, and she began to talk to Connor. "Are you Fire Snake? I am a close friend of the alchemist boss." However, Fire Snake simply replied coldly with a, "Yes." Callie was a bit confused by this. She also decided to probe Coldblood a bit. "Sir, we were invited by your organization to handle the spoils of war. Where are the spoils of war from your organization?" And Connor pulled the Big Boo Girl over. Then he pulled the chain again. That's how the floor was pulled open. Callie was about to fall. "I am going to tease you today." Connor shouted 3 numbers. Callie's voice came from the pit. "Ah, there's so much money in here. I'm going to get rich. Oh my God. I have never seen so much gold and jewelry before. I really want to lie in these treasures for the rest of my life." Alchemists mentioned these things. They are all spoils of war from the Verdict-Ion organization. Due to some special reasons, all authority is now handed over to UC Merchant Guild for handling. And at this moment, Callie is already taking the treasures. Rest assured, we will definitely help the organization handle the finances properly. The Big Boo Girl on the side is very puzzled as to why Verdict-Ion organization would give such a large sum of treasure to the Sea Merchant Guild. Callie replied, "It might be because they want to establish a long-term cooperation with us. After all, our Sea Merchant Guild is the largest merchant guild. After trading, basic cooperative relationships will be established. And supernatural beings want to become powerful. Relying solely on their own strength is not enough. They also need to equip themselves with some supplementary weapons. In the future, when they need weapons, our merchant guild should also step in to help. Is this the happiness of having a beautiful girlfriend, with 2 men on the side looking jealous and envious?" After Connor completed the cooperation with the Sea Merchant Guild, he returned to Port El City. As soon as he returned, Lily ran over, looking particularly worried. "I was so worried when I saw the news of the plane crash and thought I wouldn't see you again." This action stunned the passers-by nearby. "Lily is fine. I have safely returned. Don't worry, I will always be by your side." At the same time, Connor felt a sense of killing intent behind him. As tears welled up in her eyes, she said, "Next time, if there is a situation like this again, be sure to let me know your safety as soon as possible." "Okay, got it. I will definitely let you know next time. I'll take you back first. I need to meet someone later. And this person is Leon. He is now drinking alone because of his father's affairs. I feel like I have been neglected by the Godfather. Since Father has taken over, the Godfather hasn't contacted me." A psychic wave suddenly appeared in the surroundings. Hostesses were falling down one after another. And Leon still doesn't know what happened. Someone suddenly poured wine on Leon's head. I quickly guessed it was for revenge on Lily. And Leon angrily said, "Who dares to pour wine on my head from the 5-people group?" When he turned around, Leon immediately acted submissive and said, "It's you, Godfather. How could I dare?" "Leon, you just said that I was only using you. How could that be? In my eyes, you are the most promising person. Aren't you my first-choice confidant?" And upon hearing these words, Leon was moved to tears in an instant. "Really, Godfather, I have never been recognized like this before." Connor went on to say, "In order to dispel your doubts, I have decided to make an exception. I will give you the treatment of a psychic contract, which is reserved for official members of the organization." That's it. Connor used the psychic contract on Leon. He saw 6 pieces of pitch black in front of him. He only saw one spell array. Then he reached out his hand. And then he entered another place. When Leon regained consciousness again, It seemed like he had entered a fairyland. And at this moment, Connor appeared and told Leon that you have now formed a psychic contract with me and crossed the distance between the physical body and the soul. This is the soul space where you can materialize the imagined psychic energy. Recently, I have obtained many soul category supernatural abilities and artifacts, through which I have explored the existence of the soul space. If you sign a psychic contract with someone, you can share the same soul space. Then feel the gem on your forehead again. So Leon closed his eyes and concentrated on feeling it. When he opened his eyes again, a palace appeared before him. In front of the palace were rows of stone pillars. Connor was sitting on one of them. Next, Connor told Leon, "Here is the Cloudtop Palace. We will be able to exchange intelligence here at any time in the future. And now you are an official member. You can sit in Rat's seat."